Welcome everyone. This is going to be a crypto update straight from Poland. As a matter of fact, I am in Warsaw. I am at Warsaw, the capital of Poland. As you can see, beautiful square just behind me. Not the typical backgrounds that you are used in my videos. This is going to be an important crypto update. As a matter of fact, that's more of an intersection between digital assets and the traditional financial system. So SWIFT, the preeminent messaging system of the financial system, just announced earlier today that they're going to be developing their own blockchain ledger connecting to over 17 banks. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the misinformation that people are spreading on the internet about the XRP ledger and its connections with SWIFT, because as a matter of fact, there is a direct connection between SWIFT and Ripple. So about 5 years ago, I used to believe that Ripple would replace SWIFT. In other words, the XRP ledger network would replace the preeminent messaging system of the financial system. So there has been a lot of misinformation, people turning bearish on XRP because now SWIFT has its own blockchain rails. But here is what you need to understand. Well, first I want you to hear from a former SWIFT employee. So I'm going to display the video here on the screen, and then we're going to be talking about some documents that are correlating XRP and SWIFT.
SWIFT is the preeminent messaging system for the financial industry, which covers, say, payments, FX, trade, in terms of securities, etc., not reconciliations, etc. What we're looking with the crypto, though, is where SWIFT would have a store and forward system for most of its payment transactions, where you need service level agreements that in a certain time I will do something, but payment turns up at a certain time during the day. Here we're looking at the new network styles, which allow instant, real-time movement to the funds and visibility of those funds as well. So we would not have a situation where banks need to come back to you and say, have my funds arrived? It's 3 days later, I need to find out or find query messages moving around the network. There's nothing like that. I don't believe Ripple is going to replace SWIFT. Ripple is one of the complementary networks which is going to allow those institutions who need real time to make use of that. And I think we're also seeing that SWIFT are changing their network capability so that real time will be a possibility as well. But we may also see Ripple XRP moving across the SWIFT network as a currency when we're perhaps using something like FX.
So the first thing that comes to mind both when I think about SWIFT and XRP is about liquidity. And when I think about liquidity, I think about water. Think of SWIFT as a large river that flows across a major country, and now think about XRP and the XRP ledger as the major invisible plumbing that connects the major river to every single building in the country. So when I started my crypto journey and I first got interested on XRP and learning about the XRP ledger capabilities, I used to believe that XRP would replace the preeminent messaging system of the financial system. However, it didn't take a long time for me to realize that SWIFT is not going to disappear, but SWIFT is going to be reinventing itself. I don't think SWIFT is going to disappear. And SWIFT is going to be integrating blockchain rails. We do have the major confirmation today, but most importantly, you can settle payments on SWIFT networking, leveraging the XRP ledger capabilities and integrating XRP as a payment rail. And this is not only my opinion. I do have dozens of documents that demonstrate that SWIFT network is capable of integrating XRP as a settlement mechanism. I do intend to make a more detailed video where I go through the documents. Of course, now I am in the street, so I'm not able to bring the documents and read the documents here, but what I'm going to do instead for this video, I'm going to display some of the documents that demonstrate that XRP can be indeed utilized as a primary settlement mechanism on SWIFT network. I do intend to make a more detailed video where we're going to go deep on the documents, and I'm going to be showing you exactly how SWIFT network is going to integrate XRP into its own DNA. That's how it's going to work. Ripple Treasury is also one of the pathways that are going to be enabling XRP to be integrated into SWIFT rails, but most importantly, you need to understand that the XRP ledger is no longer competing with SWIFT. That was likely the case over a decade ago. And before we get back to the video, a quick disclaimer. This is sponsored by FortisX. If you are looking for a platform that allows you to earn rewards with your cryptocurrencies without looking up the assets for months, it is indeed worth it to do your own research on FortisX. What stands out for me is the focus on infrastructure and security. FortisX uses Fireblocks custody technology and highlights security reviews from Certic and Cyberscope. Another feature is flexibility. Instead of long lockup periods, FortisX allows users to maintain access to their assets while earning rewards using the platform. Those rewards are distributed on a daily basis according to the platform terms. As always, remember there are always risks associated with cryptocurrency investments. Returns are not guaranteed and the value of digital assets can fluctuate. Always do your own research before using any platform. Now, if you want to know more details about FortisX, make sure to check the link in the description of this video so you can find out if FortisX is a good fit for you. Remember, this quick integration was sponsored by FortisX. Now let's get back to the video. Even David Schwartz admitted that his dream scenario for XRP adoption was for every single bank and financial institution utilizing Swift network to actually start to use RippleNet. And at this point, crypto is not only about technical innovation, it's also about accessibility. So here's my final take. If you have weak hands, every time there is some bad news, you're going to be shaken out of XRP. There is a lot of people with bad intentions. A lot of people spreading misinformation about XRP, trying to shake your hands. That's exactly what those people are doing. But when you actually do your own research and you start listening to former Swift employees instead of random people on the internet, everything suddenly changes. And here is another interesting fact from the 17 banks that are connecting to Swift's own blockchain. About 12 of those banks are highly connected to Ripple. Banks like Wells Fargo, UBS, HSBC, those are all connected to both Ripple and Swift simultaneously. So the XRP ledger is not competing with Swift in the same way that XRP is not competing to Stellar blockchain. And as I said multiple times, the future is multi-chain. You're not going to have one blockchain to rule them all, but the future of digital payments is all about interoperability. Corda R3 is going to play a pivotal role in connecting multiple rails, just like the Interledger protocol. And just as I explained in the beginning of this video, XRP is set to be the invisible plumbing of the entire financial system. And why do I say invisible? Well, just like billions of people transact on Swift network and most of them are not even aware, the same principle is going to repeat when we talk about XRP adoption. Ultimately, you're going to have billions of people transacting on top of the XRP ledger without even being aware that the settlement is taking place utilizing XRP. So that was my important crypto update from today. Don't allow them to shake your hands out. There is a lot of food and misinformation, but when you took the time to do the research, those headlines will not scare you out. And this is why I don't listen to the headlines and I don't allow the headlines to dictate my future actions, but I rather pay attention to the documents, to former Swift employees, and most importantly, I prefer to take my information from the IMF, the Bank of International Settlement, and other major financial institutions that are reshaping the future of global finance. And Ripple is indeed one of those major financial institutions that are reshaping the future of global finance. Now let me know if you are one of the real ones that watch the videos until the end. Hope you guys enjoyed today's backgrounds. One thing I know for sure, I don't know of any crypto YouTuber that has so many backgrounds on his videos. You never know where I'm going to be next. I don't even know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm having a great time in Poland. I'm going to rotate the camera so you can have a look yourself on how beautiful this square actually is. Varsovia is a beautiful place. The food is amazing. The people is amazing. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to see you in the next video. This has to be one of the most beautiful squares I have ever been. And coming from someone that has been to over 50 countries, that must be something meaningful. Life here is just amazing. People enjoying the late afternoon. And if you've never been to Poland, I 100% believe this is a great destination. Well, thank you everyone. Hope you guys enjoyed today's background. And I'm going to see you in the next video.